Right guys, welcome to what is my 1991 Range Rover Classic, or Range Rover Vogue SE. Top of the range of its time, best colour scheme, Ardennes green, on the 3-spoke Ardennes green brushed aluminium edge wheels. And yeah, this is a bit of a day in the life with a Range Rover Classic and living with, and what it's like daily driving a 3.9 Rover V8, and yeah, really my love for what it is. And I've always wanted one of these. They're very, very sentimental to me growing up. My dad always had them, and yeah, it's not really a feeling that you can pinpoint. I mean, there's they're a capturing vehicle in themselves, but yeah, just having that emotional attachment to it is something else. So yeah, everything I've always wanted in a car. And yeah, and it's all muddy, it's all dirty, it's going to have a tow bar fitted, it's going to tow, and it's going to be used exactly how they intended a Range Rover Vogue SE to be used in 1991, and that is as a luxury, go anywhere, do anything, look good, sound good, and yeah, feel good in doing it. So that's exactly what this is, and it's not a garage queen. Not a show car. It's not perfect, but it's a great representation of who I am and what it means to me. So this one in particular is, like I say, original Ardennes green paintwork and wheels, and yeah, SE, so full spec, caramel seats. I think they're retrimmed actually, and my goal eventually with it is to get the door cards and carpets and things trimmed to match, but it still boasts the original hard dash. You know, there's still the sort of elephant grey trim and things like that, and all the cherry woodwork it's slightly darker, and it's rich, and you know, it's still got that just purity to it, and it feels good, looks good. And it's all in immaculate condition inside. And I say immaculate, it's not a show car, but it's worn and it's weathered, but not to the point where it's deteriorating. It has a story, it has a history, and I think that's ultimately what these are. Is there's so much heritage with them, and so much of a following, and so much. You know, you see one of these out on the road, and it's just like, oh yeah, lovely, you know. Jolly good. It's just great, and yeah, you can't really, in my eyes, can't really get any better. Most satisfying sound ever. Unlike most Range Rovers of this era, sorry, you know, it's complete and it's not rotten. And if you know these, you know quite well that they go inside the door jambs here on the rear tubs. I have to show you guys a close-up there, and they go a little bit, so they start going there and then they go down where it meets the bottom of the sill, sort of edge of the side step. And really, when looking for these, that's the sort of areas you want to pinpoint and target in terms of, right, how are they? You know, are they rotten? Are they rusty? Surface rust is okay, you know, you can catch it and deal with it as soon as possible. But you really don't want to be picking one up that's gone, because if it's gone there, if it's gone at the top and it's gone at the bottom, where those seams are, chances are that it's gone in other places quite severely as well. So yeah, one to look out for with these. But this one, very, very good, clean, no rust, little bit of light surface corrosion on the bottom edge, like I was saying, but in terms of what it is, very, very, very good. So yeah, it's lovely, and it's new stainless exhaust system on it as well. Sounds fantastic. You know, there's a lot you can do with these, and this particular car's got about 104,000 miles on it. And you know, the engines, the Rover V8 is bulletproof. You can throw loads at them, they take a beating, they're pretty peppy for what they are. Plenty of torque, plenty of grunt, and they sound absolutely fantastic as well. And you know, if you're into cars, then you know, that's obviously one of the most important things. Now, this is a very, very easy thing to spot, and a very, very easy thing to fix. And you can buy these new, or you can repair them yourselves, but they are quite dear if you want to buy them new. And again, this one has seen better days and has been previously repaired, not very well, but the part in particular that I'm talking about is this rear tailgate screen surround. Now these always rot out on the bottom, and you can buy them new from Rimmer Bros, or there's another company that slipped my mind, but you can buy them brand new. And for the sake of what it is, you know, it's an easy replacement, an easy fit, good quality part, good quality company. So they always go there. So that's something to definitely watch an eye out for. A little bit of a thump there to get it closed, but it's an old car. You've got to think as well, you know, this thing is, oh God, 30 years old, over 30 years old, 1991, 2001, someone do the maths, I don't know exactly, but yeah, it's an old car, it's a classic car, and it's British, and they work crap. Now, yeah, every British classic car is crap and rusty, and it's had a story, but if you can find one that's been looked after and been maintained well, and you know, service history is good, that's the important thing. I mean, this thing's got stacks and stacks and stacks of paperwork. You know, I've got a folder at home about yay thick, amounting to nearly £20,000 work in the last 10 years. So, you know, it's been cherished and looked after, but at the same time used and enjoyed for what it is. And absolutely beautiful. I mean, the main thing with these is that corrosion that you want to look out for. So the rear screen surround, like I say, and inside these rear arch pockets, which you can see on mine are perfectly fine. They usually end up going here where they meet the seam of the C-pillar and the rear quarter, and at the bottom where they meet the sill. And yeah, that's really where you want to be looking for. And if that's good, look for, you know, previous metalwork, repairs, bodywork, things like that, and check that it's been done and not bodged up and not full of filler and things like that. You'll pay good money for a nice one, so it is very much an investment piece at the same time, and you've got to be prepared to work on it and use it, because they're not a modern car. It doesn't like starting as nicely as a modern car in the cold, especially. So, but it's a Range Rover. It's a Range Rover, and it just doesn't get any better than this. If you're a purist and you love British cars and you love heritage, it doesn't get any nicer than this. And yeah, we'll go for a little drive. We've got to get some fuel for the guys in the workshop, fire up the Lotus, and get that going, check it over. So we'll go for a little run, and I'll talk to you some more about the SE. On the road again. Voice crack. Right, we're on the road in the range. Love saying that, never gets old. So yeah, I mean, this thing, there's so much character to how it drives, and most people associate that with, you know, things that are broken that don't work. And this one in particular has a few teething issues, don't get me wrong, but it's, you know, mechanically, structurally sound, and it's just beautiful. It's a dream. It's relatively quiet. It's very comfortable. The sunroof works. It doesn't leak. The window mechanisms are all good. You know, the sound system is beautiful, and all the gauges work. I mean, it behaves exactly like you'd want it to, and it is just this. There's so much charm, so much, and it's just the most beautiful thing. I can't really explain what it's like to roll around in a 2.5 ton wafty green Range Rover with a V8 in it that just turns heads as you drive through a countryside village, because that's ultimately what this thing does. Now, in terms of, you know, looking for one of these, you know, they don't really come up very often in very good condition. And most of the ones you find have been lifted and have off-road tyres and are full of dinks, or, you know, have had a diesel swapped, or you know, they're rotten out, and they're very uncherished. You know, they have really lost their way. And there's so many projects. I mean, you pick up a project for sub £5,000 if you're that way inclined. But you know, for something that is structurally sound and mechanically sound, and ultimately you can just turn key and use, you're going to be paying north of about £15,000 for. And you know, you want a really nice example, you're going to be looking north of £25,000, £30,000, and that's a lot of money. And then you get into two-door territory, which is the earlier models. So this one being 91 is quite an early version of the later version, if that makes sense. It's all getting very complicated if you don't know your Range Rover stuff, but those who do, you'll understand completely where I'm coming from. And yeah, the two-door ones, I mean, some of those fully restored, you know, you're going to be talking north £70,000, you know. And they're really, you've got the suffix A's and stuff like that, and those are really, really early, proper, you know, you got the bare hard dash, you know, the cloth interior, the manual, and you've got this big stick sticking out of the middle that looks like something out of a tractor, but there's still so much charm. And for me personally, it was, like I say, these later models, because I grew up with them and my dad had them, and there's that association and connection there. And yes, they do go wrong, yes, but put good fuel in it, keep driving it, use it, service it, you know, you're going to be fine. And the V8s are pretty bulletproof. The one in question in this, the 3.9, is the best of the bunch. You get into like the 4.2 territories and things like that, but they did the LSE, you know, the longer wheelbase, more sort of luxury version, and you end up in some cases suffering more with like overheating and the sleeves and the cylinders and things like that. But again, all falls down to maintenance and how you look after it, and ultimately dealing with any issues if they arise. But you know, if you're in a position where you want to buy one, get yourself a 3.9 EFI. I mean, the ones on carbs are good. The slightly earlier 3.5, I believe, is great too. But you know, you have that sort of ongoing maintenance of the carbs, which for any classic car can be more tedious than some wish for. Get a V8. Sounds great. Awful on fuel, but that's not why you buy a V8. Why would you even consider a Range Rover Classic if it wasn't a V8, and if you cared how much fuel it consumes every week? I mean, it's you know, it's not great. I mean, I'd probably say an average of 15 to 20 miles per gallon, maybe more. You know, you probably put 25 miles per gallon on the motorway, something like that. That's not great, but that's fantastic to drive. There's not a lot of power, there's plenty of torque, it's smooth, sounds great, they're a pretty robust engine, and some of these go on forever, and you know, they're just the ultimate all-round vehicle. And you still maintain, especially, you know, with an SE, so much of the modern amenities, that's it, that you get in modern cars. You know, you've got electric seats, you've got electric windows, you've got electric mirrors, sound system's really good, you've got heated seats, you've got leather, you've got heated screen. I mean, name me a car that, yeah, okay, right, apart from a big flat screen TV in front of you that tells you where you're going and how long it's going to take you to get there. Apart from that, it has everything. And why would you want any more than the simple luxuries? I mean, it's comfortable, it's quiet, it's just a beautiful car to drive and be in. And I quite honestly couldn't really give you any complaints. I mean, the only thing to look out for is that corrosion, which I spoke to you guys about earlier on, and you know, generic running issues, good service history, things like that, and lower mileage if you can. I mean, somewhere around 100,000 miles or lower is where you want to be looking to get a good example. And this is a reoccurring theme we're pulling into a fuel station, funnily enough, not for the Range Rover, but I'll actually just pop it behind that car. Gearbox is smooth, you know, it's fantastic, it's just lovely, it is just lovely, there's so much charm. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video on living with my Range Rover Vogue SE, and this is my daily driver, and I absolutely love it to bits. It means a lot to me. So yeah, best of luck finding one if you're in the market. You know what to look for now, and yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to get in touch with us, and don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on social media, check out the website, and yeah, follow us for more content like this. So it's been great, guys. Catch you in the next one.